Litecoin and Bitcoin bull run. Will it continue? What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. Hope everyone's having a great day. We're going to take a look at Litecoin and some new targets, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and some new targets. And before I begin, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. I appreciate it, guys. You really help the channel grow. Also, I want to give a shout out to Matt Gormley and PA Jailer. I put a tweet out yesterday with one of my videos and said if you retweet it, I would give a shout out on the video. So there it is. But I do appreciate everybody that's been watching and subscribing and ticking the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. So anyways, also at the end of the video, stick around. We're going to look at that gold and Bitcoin comparison chart and look at where we're at on that. I think it's pretty interesting, and I see some good things coming, so stick around.
1, 2, 3, jump!
All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind that this is a speculative market, so don't put in more than you're willing to lose. With that being said, let's get into the charts here. This is Litecoin on the daily. And oh yeah, if you haven't already or you're new here, hit the subscribe button in the lower right hand side of the screen. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos so you don't miss out on anything. Give it a giant thumbs up. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think of the video. And yeah, let's get into it. So looking at, obviously, we've had a nice breakout here. This is Litecoin on the daily. And I had this rising channel drawn here, which we've broken out of. And I had the target of $80. And obviously, we've broke above that. And that may act as support right now. My next target is this the $90 area. If you look over here, that's our old resistance. So I do have a higher target than that, up in the hundreds, but I do think we're going to have, that's going to be a while. So I'll update that on the videos as I make them. So we're going to have to reset the RSIs. But anyways, as you can see, these targets have hit. I'm going to get these out of the way. Get this 68 out of the way. All right, so looking at where we're at now, if we take a look at the RSI, you can see I had this in the yellow lines here. I had this rising channel drawn, which we're still in. And I drew this white line across here, kind of like a rising wedge. We're probably going to get some resistance at the top of that, and I believe that's the $90 area. And if we break above that, that's going to be pretty high on the RSI, but I believe that's going to get us around above the $100 range anyway, and then possibly get a correction from there. Let's go into the 4 hour. Actually, I'll keep the RSI on while I do that so we can. All right, so what I have here, obviously, if you guys remember, I had this long wedge drawn here, symmetrical wedge, which I said if we popped out here, we were going to get a nice run up, which we did, which we have. And as you can see on the RSI, it's cooling down a little bit here. I believe that's going to give us enough room to get up to that $90 area. We may make a little bull flag here. This may take a little while, but regardless, that's what I believe is going to happen. And then when we correct, I believe this is going to act as support for a correction, which would probably be the top of this channel here. And like I said, we could come down and correct soon and come down to the $72 to $75 area. But as of now, I'm looking at getting up to the $90 range before we see a little correction. I'm not so sure that it'll be a big correction yet until we get over the $100 range. But we may be printing a little bull flag here on the 4 hour, and I'm going to take a look at the target. Let me get this out of the way. Sorry, guys. Going to take a look at the targets I had. This 72 target I had was the top of this channel, which we broke out and broke up. And I had a measured move of the channel here. Down a little bit. Had a measured move of this channel here, the length of the channel or the width of the channel if we had broke out. And that's how I had the $80 range. But actually, we got, if you look, it's almost perfect to the 84, 85 range. $84.85 range. So anyways, I do believe that what we're going to see here is going to be something like this. We're going to probably play around in here for a little bit and then come up to, you know, this could form a little bull flag and then come up to the $90 range. There's no guarantees, guys. I'm just showing you what I see. As always, I'm not a financial advisor, but that is what I see as of right now. So let me get this stuff out of the way here, put this back down. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I do have this target of $90 right now, at least. So let's go into Bitcoin. And don't forget, at the end, I want to look at that gold and Bitcoin chart and compare and see where we're at. So make sure you stick around for that. But anyways, now in this one, if you remember, I had this solid line and this dotted line on the bottom as a symmetrical triangle, and then the measured move from where we broke out over here, that was at $49 range, which obviously we hit and we went above. Now we've broke through. That may become support for this next move. Now if you look, I've drawn this another dotted line here, which is another symmetrical wedge or symmetrical triangle. And if we do the same measured move off that to where we broke out, that also gets me up to this 50. It's actually, I'm gonna move it up because I believe we'll touch the top of this trend line, and that's gonna get us right around the, we're gonna move this target up while you guys are watching, right around to the 53.40, 53.50, depending on when we break out. If it's this today, you know, we're gonna probably go up to the 53.40 range, somewhere in there. All right, let me, but also keep in mind we could correct, and if we correct, we may come down and touch this 200 EMA, which is going to be around the $4,600 range, somewhere in there. Just keep that in mind, you know, if we don't get this bounce up here, which I do believe we'll probably get that bounce. And in the end of the video, you'll see where that might lead us. But let's take a look at the RSI. As you can see here, I have this rising channel, and we still have room to pop up, and that's what I think is going to probably get us up to that $5,300 range. And then, you know, then we'll have maybe a correction back down to here, which could possibly be, could possibly get us, you know, to this $4,600 range, somewhere in there. Would probably be the top of this trend line here that I've drawn. Let's go into the 4 hour, and maybe that'll give us a better view. Sorry, I didn't have much time to look at the charts today, guys, so you're kind of looking at them with me fresh. And as you can see, we're getting some, I'll show you guys real quick, the hidden bullish divergence. And what it is if you see here, let me thicken that line up so you guys can see it. If you see here, we're making higher lows on the price, and if you look down at the RSI, we're making lower lows. That's a hidden bullish divergence, which should give us a bounce up back up to this line in here, which I do believe is going to be around the $4,300 range. Again, guys, this is just my opinion. So we'll see what happens. We really got to wait till we get more data in. But if we do look at this too, we could come back all the way down to this line, which, like I said, on the price could be around the $4,600 range before a move up. But I really think we're just going to get that move up here. I think we're printing a little bull flag here. Let me get this old target out of the way. But I will keep this line in here. But anyway, if we do a measured move right here, I didn't draw this stuff out beforehand, but we do a measured move off of right here. If this is a little bull flag printing, we take it up here. That gets us up to that top line. Like I said, around the 34.41 area, somewhere in there. So that's where we're at with that. Now I want to go into the gold and Bitcoin chart. Look at this. This is Bitcoin in about a year and a half. And this is gold for about somewhere in about 26 years, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly, but if we go back and forth, you'll see the resemblance. And if you guys know anything about markets and how they're based on human emotion and, you know, I guess some people manipulation, whatever, but I believe everything is part of, you know, everything that's out there, all the analysis, all the news, all the whatever, it's all built right into the charts. And again, this is just my opinion. But if you look here, I've had the all-time high of Bitcoin. I drew the dotted line across to where it broke down. And then I did this solid line on the second peak. And on this particular chart, Bitcoin, I have from each peak, I drew lines from the breakout. And we're going to look at that in a second. But I do want to show you in gold here, I have the dotted line from the peak to where it broke down and across. And then the solid line on the second peak all the way across. And the long-term trend line on the bottom. And if you look at what happened next in gold, you know, huge bull run. And I do believe that's possibly what's going to happen with Bitcoin, and I'll explain why. There was, right in 2003, we'll zoom in. If you look at the bottom of this compared to the bottom of Bitcoin, it's almost identical. And remember, guys, human emotion and markets almost always play out the same. I really enjoy patterns. But anyways, if you look, we never had a long capitulation candle on gold that everybody's saying we need to have on Bitcoin. I don't believe that's going to happen. We had a touch here, and when we crossed these long trend lines that I showed you from the peaks, you know, we had a big boost up. And right in here, right around March 2003, the gold ETF was approved. So, and look what happened next, you know, that's why I believe there's some huge news coming. Could be the ETF, I don't know, but there's going to be something happen in this chart pretty soon, within the next month or so. And if you look, you know, we're already getting this move up. And like I said, I drew these trend lines from each peak across from where we broke down to the 6,000. And if you look at how we're staying right in these beautifully, and every time we hit one, I hope you guys can see this. I'm trying to zoom in best I can. Every time we hit any of these lines that I've drawn from the peaks, you know, we got resistance, and then we broke through, came back down, tested it for support. Next line, got resistance, came back down, tested for support. Got resistance here, resistance, broke through to the next line. Resistance, broke through. This one didn't give us any resistance. We just blew through that. And then up here, of course, we've gotten resistance. Now, if you remember, I said the target at 53.50 or in that area, which would get us up into here. And then would possibly come back down, test this for support if we break through, guys. I'm not saying we're break through for sure, but this is what I'm looking at. Come up here to the 53.50 area, come back down, test this for support, maybe around the 5,000 area, and then back up and see if we can break through this, which would be around 5,500. If we break through that, you know, that just right here would be our next resistance, as you can see over here. That's the next heavy resistance, going to be around the 55, between the 54 and $5,500 area. If we break this, guys, I believe, you know, we could have a massive bull run, or, you know, that's not for sure. We could just end up continuing sideways for, you know, a few months or whatever. Maybe come back down eventually over here and test this long-term bottom trend line. But anyway, that's what I'm seeing. I wanted to get a quick video out this morning. Don't have a whole lot of time, guys, so I apologize if it's kind of wishy-washy. But anyways, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, which is the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Tick your notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos when I post them. You'll get notified right away. Smash those likes, leave your comments. I appreciate all you guys' support. Thanks, and have a good day.